The third stage, it's a shift. You're going through shifts that are radical. You decide that you are learning that this whole concept of light and dark, the injustice in the world, the madness in the economy, murder, whatever you think is the worst thing that we can do has a balance to it, the light, the purpose, the reason behind it. At some point you realize that it's not this exterior God, bad luck, the devil doing things. It is you. It is us. It's all of us. So when you get to this third stage, you suddenly take full responsibility for you. I'm the one causing all the crap in my life. I'm the reason I'm broke. I'm the reason my wife left me. I'm the reason blah, blah, blah. We all have stories. I'm the reason I get kicked out of school. I'm the reason that there's war. I'm the reason that there's this and that. We are the cause of it. There is no external source playing little dice and moving chips around. Thank you, please. And is this something interesting to you? Yeah? Are you getting that we're unfolding a very interesting story? And the last of the first four is that you become open to receive a new gift from the universe. And part of this gift is this idea of karma. By the way, these don't have names because we don't have the right vocabulary for them. They're just experiences. You experience these directly. Has anybody here can identify with some of these steps already? Yeah?
Absolutely.
You say, I've hit some of these already? And almost, this is kind of like the cheat sheet too, so you can see what may be coming next for you. This concept of karma is interesting because Eastern religion teaches us that we have kind of a type of responsibility to put back the energy that was taken out of a situation, to right wrongs that might have occurred in this life or in some other experience. And then we have this sort of debt, or it's bad karma, you know? You got things happen in your life, it's karma, right? We've heard that before. We even throw it at people like some kind of condemnation or punishment. Oh, that's your karma. You got cancer, it's got karma, you're paying back. One of the new rules, as you might say, one of the evolution that's happening in ascension is that we at any moment can say, I'm stepping from this moment forward without having to pay back that idea. That I no longer am tied to those debts or those agreements. And it's freeing. Next slide, please. And then they get more interesting. One more clip, please. The first four had to do with just you, personally. And the last four have to do with the rest of the world, because this is not just about you. Suddenly you discover, and this is a huge, huge shift, you discover you can transform matter. How's that for a shift? Are you guys ready for something like that? Are you ready to step into an age of humanity where you can willfully manipulate matter? I'm ready. I'm asking for it. I want to build buildings out of my brain. They're coming out. Well, those times are coming. Next one. At some point, you shift into the knowing that when something happens in your life, and then something else happens in your life, you realize those connections. And sometimes those connections are interdimensional. That means they don't have logic. I'll give you one example. I recently had a friend of mine help me buy a surfboard. I did some design work for her. She bought me a surfboard. But I had some resentment in that relationship because I wasn't happy with the way our business transaction went. But I was using that surfboard right out here at Swami's. This wave came, and the board went right over my leg and cut a piece of my skin right off my foot. One of the fins in the back. And I was like, this is my first board with my first day on the surfing. How could this happen? So that night, with my foot all taped up from emergency, I thought, what could cause this? Like, what is the purpose of this event? I'm Mr. Enlightenment, I'm Mr. Consciousness. Come on. What do I feel was the reason? You know what came to me? It's that resentment that I had for the person who bought me that surfboard instigated an experience for me to learn and let it go. To just forgive. And I haven't had a problem since. Why that came to me? How could that be related? It's because I'm tying into this. Next clip, please. And the last, second to the last is this a hard one. The ability to heal your own body. The ability for you to have mental and physical problems and you be able to heal your own body. It is way up there, number 7. It's almost the last one because it is very hard. Helen, how hard is it for you to heal yourself? It's not easy, is it? We're good at helping other people, aren't we? But what happens when it comes time to you? Not easy, huh? Last one. This is when we actually make the shift to ascension. The old energy, you had to die physically to get to that next level. We're in a new energy now where you don't have to physically die to ascend or to move to the next level in human evolution. Your children are doing this already. Next slide. I'm going to show you. This is real video of the sun taken from the Soho satellite that's orbiting the sun. And that little spot you see in the center, obviously the sun rotating, but these are the corona mass ejections that come out of the surface of the sun. The Earth is not even the size of this little red dot here. The sun has been changing radically by the month. I'm not talking about years, a decade. It used to take the sun a decade to go through its sunspot cycle. Now it's doing it every other month. And I don't know if you know, but the sun takes about a month to go all the way around and rotate. And what you're listening to is the sound recorded from the satellite. Next slide, please. Here's a close-up of the surface of the sun. I wish it was live, but this is speeded up a little bit. Look at all this stuff going on. What is this stuff right here?
How much is that speeded up?
Well, since it takes the sun 1 month to do a rotation, just to give you an idea, about 25 days. So this is about a day per second, and not that much. What's interesting is the sun's activity has been exponentially more sunspots, more energy coming out of it. Don't you think this is affecting us somehow? Next slide, please. One more. This is a view of the sun with a different instrument that has this disc in front of it to protect it from getting burnt out. But we're seeing a cycle of, it tells you the speed you're asking. Just for a minute, watch some things that go on. What is all that? What is all this stuff? The sun is experiencing spectacular photon emissions that look like that. Did any feel it? I felt it. What was that? Oh, we'll watch it in a moment. Suddenly, it goes berserk. What's going on out there? Look when this happened. This was in 2001. We don't have access to data right now in 2008. Most people aren't familiar that the Vatican owns all but one of the satellites looking at the sun. And it is not releasing what is happening with the sun right now. Next slide.
Can you prove that?
Oh yes, the European Space Agency owns all but the Soho satellite. And the European Space Agency is big funding from the Vatican. I only threw that out there because I'm not a conspiracy guy. But to let you know that we have information that we're not getting access to. This is a progression of the sun through 10 years of sunspot activity. To give you an idea, why are the sunspots interesting? Because that is one way the sun channels energy from its core. And all this is affecting our electronics, it's affecting our thoughts, it's affecting our DNA, it's affecting our economy, our earth. And they go up and down. The sun is breathing. And one of the things that it does is it pulses. All of a sudden, an instant flash that blinds the satellites for just a split second. The energy that it puts out in those pulses is more than it's done in like a decade. That's coming to Earth. Next slide, please.